So your transportation to and fro work in London here is another big area you need to look at. Your transportation to and fro work. Don't forget that 80 to 90% of work, perhaps you are not aware, 80 to 90% of jobs in this London are situated in central London. I know there are jobs in other areas, southwest of London, southeast of London, northwest of London, and various other areas. There are very, very minute number of jobs. But majority of jobs, you understand, are situated in the central London. Okay? Apart from your rent, don't forget that I made mention that the cheapest you can get for a room, one standard double room, is either 750 going upwards, 750, 800, there. I'm not even talking about flats, apartments, and houses, studio flats, and stuff like that. Somebody posted under the comment section that he's paying £1,400 for just one bed apartment. And we have various other people that are paying the same or more, depending on the area you are here in London. Now, another big area you need to look at is your transportation to and fro work. Okay? Now, 80 to 90% of jobs are situated in central London, which is zone 1. Okay, now take for instance, you live in zone 4, okay, and you want to travel to work, zone 1, or perhaps you live in zone 5 or you live in zone 6, you want to travel to zone 1 using underground tube. You understand? I'm just going to give you these very few analyses here for you to understand that this is one area you need to take into severe consideration if you want to be living here in London. Now, for instance, you live in zone 4 because obviously you can't live in zone 1. Except you want to be paying like £2,500 per one room in central London, one room. Or you want to be paying like £4,000 for one bed apartment in central London. Otherwise, you'll be living in places like southeast of London, southwest of London, northwest of London, places like that. Now, look at it this way. Zone 1 to 4, as of today, of course, these things increase every year. To those of you that you have been in London for some time, you will understand, you agree with me that fare increases every year. Okay? Now, if you are living, or maybe you are making an attempt, or you are planning to start living in zone 4 now, your work is zone 1. This is the amount you're going to be paying per week, per month, per year. Now, zone 1 to 4 is £61.40. Now, this calculation is based if you are using the tube underground. Okay? This is £61.40, even if you are using the normal train, because we have the underground, we have the tube, we have the surface train, we have the overground, and various other ones like that. Okay, now £61.40, zone 1 to 4, that is per week. Okay, so if you multiply that by 4, that you will get £245.60 per month. If you multiply that by 12, which is a year, is 2,947. 2,947. Okay. Now you might be wondering what is the essence of this analysis. There are quite a good number of people who probably want to move from Manchester to London here, or from Birmingham, or from different areas in England to London. This is the preparation. This is what you are going to be meeting, getting there. You understand? So if you are now traveling from zone 5 to zone 1, your money will go up, which is £73 per week. If you are now traveling from zone 6 to zone 1 to work, you are paying £78 per week, just per week. Now, the fact that you are working 5 days a week doesn't mean you're going to buy 5 days. Your week is 7 days. Whether you travel the weekend or not is none of their business, except you want to be doing pay as you go, which is almost equal to days, maybe a little bit less, maybe £4 or £3 or £5 less, Otherwise, this is what you're going to be paying. Now, this is based on the amount for now. Maybe by January 2025, it's going to go up. Definitely, it's going to go up. Maybe by 50p or by whatever amount. Now, to those people that are driving to work, if you live in zone 4 and you want to be driving to work in central London, definitely you want to use the Blackwall Tunnel. The Blackwall Tunnel and the Silver Tunnel. The Silver Tunnel is going to be completed sometimes in spring next year, 2025. And they want to start charging £4 toll, £4 fro. That is £8 a day. Now I'm talking about people who will be driving to work. If you're not going to be using the underground, you're not going to be using the tube, you don't want to get on the buses. The buses are cheaper. If you want to be using the buses, okay, maybe you want to travel from zone 4 to zone 1 using just the buses. You'll be spending 3 hours on the bus. Can you do that? That's too much of stress for you. Okay, so if you're driving, you're going to be paying £8 a day. £4 toll, £4 fro. Maybe it's going to begin with effect from spring next year. You understand? Don't forget that there is an existing congestion charge in London. If you have to travel to central London, you'll be paying £15 a day. If you travel after 7 a.m., you'll be paying £15. Or if you travel before 6 p.m. in the evening, you'll be paying £15. So if you are traveling to London 5 times, to central London 5 times of the week, and you are paying for congestion of £15. So you multiply that by 5. Okay, that's £75. And if you're going to be using the tunnel with effect from spring next year, it's £8. Multiply that one as well by 5. That is £40. Okay, the 15 multiplied by 5 is £75. So by the time you add the two together, you will get £115 if you're going to be driving, except you want to be getting to central London before 7 a.m. and you are leaving after 6 p.m. That is when you will not pay the congestion charge. But whether you get to London before 7 a.m. and leave after 6 p.m., you will still be paying the toll, which is £8 a day multiplied by 5. That is £40. Aside your fuel, aside your road, and whatsoever. This money is got nothing to do with whether, you know. So if you want to be driving, it's now your choice. You understand? Now, let me read something to you. The congestion charge is something that you cannot escape. If you go to central London after 7 a.m., there are other places that there are congestion charges. You need to watch out for the sign you are seeing on the screen. This C sign, anywhere you see this sign, it shows that you are entering into a congestion zone. You need to have this at the back of your mind. There are some places as well in central London that are not congestion zone. It doesn't necessarily mean that because it's central London, everywhere in central London is congestion zone. No, there are places you will see the sign, see whether on the floor or on the billboard, on the signboard like this. You understand? So take note of that. Now let me read to you what you tend to face in case you try to miss the congestion charge. They hear me? Now, if you pay after midnight on the day of travel, or by midnight up to 3 days afterwards, the fee will increase to £17.50. So the £15 will increase to £17.50. If you don't pay within 3 days, you will be liable for a fixed penalty notice fine of £160. And the fine is reduced to £80 if paid within 14 days, but increased to £240 if unpaid after 28 days. So that £15 can eventually lead you to pay £240, you know, after 14 days if it's not paid. But you can pay less if you pay on time. You understand? So all of these things you need to have at the back of your mind. And the essence of this video is that if you are trying to live in London and you want to be working in central London, have these at the back of your mind that you're going to be paying this towards your transportation to and fro work. It's very important. Now, take for instance, if you are paying £800, all right, for your one room, okay, with a sum of £245 every month, you're looking at over £1,000 for you just living in a room and taking yourself to and fro work. You are looking at about £1,000. Aside all other things, maybe, you know, just your room and transportation to and fro work if you're going to be using the train. But if you're not going to be using the train, the tube, you want to be using the buses, you want to be spending 3 hours on the buses, it's up to you. The buses are quite cheaper than these ones, but then you would spend plenty of time using the buses. So London here is not a joke. It's not for the weak. So if you don't get body, no pull body for London matter. Let me tell you so. You understand? I know some people will be wondering, what is the essence of this analysis? It is not just to scare you. It is just to prepare your mind so that you will understand that, say, London no be for the weak. As a matter of fact, anywhere where you did for UK, no be for the weak. This is the reality. I'll see you in the next video.